Hello, this is Madam Natasha, aka Black Kitten 669. I want to start off this video by apologizing to you lovelies. I kind of left you guys in 2017, 2018. I'm back. I'm not sure for how long, but I just want you to know that I'm still alive and the things that 2018 brought. So let's just jump right into those, okay? So first of all, I ended up in a relationship with a guy that I was really unsure about if I wanted to be with, simply because I started having feelings for him. And since I started having feelings for him, not only that happened, but he ended up being my dom. Yes, shocking. I became the submissive in a relationship. Who knew? But looking back on my timeline in Facebook during 2017, I kind of was calling forth for someone to step up and take control of my life. And I learned a lot through those experiences and time. I really didn't have enough time to talk about or to post about what was going on, because between working, my family, and his me and his time, and his family, and sleep was like the only time that I had to myself. However, I do have writing. If you go to my Facebook page, Madam Natasha, you will see my writing, which is called Journey into Submission, the other end of the web. And that will also give you a sneak peek. It's very erotic, very adult. So if you're under 18 years old, please do not go to that page and read anything, because everything on there is highly sexual. Okay? Alright. So I also got to tell you about the things that I learned. I will also probably do like some subcategories of that, as well as some other life events, hopefully. But let's get into what I learned. So as a submissive, I learned what it really means of making sure your top's life is easier. That does not only mean financial, which financial is a part of it. I did end up being generous, and the only reason why is because he had an extra mouth to feed, and so I helped out. But also emotional support, making sure that they're okay, not only sexually, but mentally and emotionally. I was so in tune with my guy, or my dom, that there was a time that I was severely depressed about a situation in his life, and I had to call the depression line, because all I could do, I had to have cried for like a month straight, and I was just crying and crying for no particular reason. I also wanted, because I was in tune with him, I wanted to become a better person. So unlike me, he did not put on protocols, rules, regulations, or anything like that on me. Um, However, because I loved him, I wanted my love to reflect to the world, and not only by Facebook statuses or Twitter posts or anything like that. I want, when I presented myself to the world and to people, I wanted people to see me and see him at the same time. So when they see me, I want them to see him, even though when he wasn't there. So I wanted to be a better person for myself as well as for him. So I put rules and regulations on myself and protocols on myself, because I wanted to become a better person. For instance, I read a book called Submissive Speak, speech, which taught me the language of communication effectively, to ask people to do things for you and not to tell them to do things to you, or what you're going to do and what they're not going to do, and etc. But you ask people what to do. Another situation is that one time I almost lost a job. I had just was hired, and I couldn't do the job. Like, I was on edge. I was 2 seconds out the door. And I took a picture he sent me, printed it out, put it on my desk, and because I felt that I needed his energy, even though I couldn't see him, and even though I felt his presence with me, and I was pretty much living my life what would my Dom do, I still needed his energy, just energy from like the image of him. And so I put it on my desk, and I was hitting my numbers and above my numbers, okay? Above my numbers. And truthfully, throughout our relationship, I would sometimes take goodbye to him and take down the picture, and I would suck at my job. And as soon as I put the picture back up, I was fine. Number 3, trust myself and trust my visions. Whatever I see with my eyes, my eye, and my inner self, to trust that shit. It's something that he probably taught me accidentally. And, visions and stuff I've never had, truthfully, a positive vision. All my visions have always been negative. But it's also how I react to the negativity that happens. You can either accept it or you leave it the hell alone. I think I've covered that before in my previous videos. And number 4, do not put labels on people that they are not willing to accept. Do not make plans with people. Don't make plans with people without their consent. So that was something I learned about myself. You don't know how many times I can count on my fingers, toes, and probably all of your fingers and toes, how many times I was supposed to be married by now. I have been married twice, but it was never the dream wedding that I wanted. But the dream weddings that I've wanted, I planned them all alone. I was in a relationship. I had wedding dates. I had dresses booked out and everything else without that person's consent. Yeah, that's what I did, without their consent. And I've planned vacations and everything without people's consent. So I'm going to try not to do that in the future. Another rule I broke as a submissive that I always discourage as a top is I made myself a collar. I put my money and invested my money and put it on myself. And to me, a collar is like an engagement ring, and I think I've covered that before. If I'm not, then I will. So if you can't buy your own engagement ring and then say, "Oh, I'm engaged," that's planning without the other person, and that's stupid. So those are the 4 things that I learned. I've learned them, and I set rules and regulations for myself, like I stated, and I broke all of them. This is a learning experience. So being a submissive is hard, and I did, at least I acknowledged these things. I found out about myself, and that's what I took away, is finding out more about myself and striving to be a better person. And if I didn't get that out of it, then it was the whole 2018 up to early part of 2019 was a waste of fucking time. Excuse my French. The other projects I plan to do, I don't know if I said it in the beginning, is submissive, about submissive space, and since my son is now a preteen, growing up kinky. Not that sexually kinky, but like knowing that he has this knack for himself that comes along with the adolescent hormones. So that's it for now. I'll try not to abandon you guys again. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Forgive others. I messed it up. Be kind to yourself. Be true to yourself. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Forgive others. And always, always make the most of your day. What is your day one? And keep it classy, keep it sexy, and always, always keep it kinky. Bye from now.